So this right here is what Fortnite Season 8 looks like. This is most likely exactly what your game looks like. I have not messed with any of the settings just for the purpose of this video. I have not made it look worse just for the purpose of this video. This is 100% default, just normal Fortnite. Now give me just 1 second. And now this right here is what Fortnite looks like with all of the colors, all of the settings that I'm about to give you, everything adjusted to just make it look as vibrant as possible. I'm here in Lazy Lagoon, one of the new locations for Season 8, and you can see it just looks absolutely beautiful. As you can see, the character skin that I'm wearing just pops right at you. You can see people better from a distance, and it just helps out and just makes your game look so much better. All of your friends are going to be asking you, how does your game look like this? What did you do? So let me go ahead and show you how to do this. So before we actually get started with the tutorial, I just want to go ahead and say that if you guys are new around here, make sure you do go ahead and subscribe, as we are on the road to 3K. Last time I made one of these videos back for Season 7, you guys seem to really like it. So here I am doing it again. And yeah, this is pretty much exactly what I post on the channel: tutorials, tips and tricks, leaks. So if you guys are interested in any of that Fortnite information, news, leaks, stuff like that, make sure you do go ahead and subscribe and turn on post notifications if you want to. And with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into the tutorial. So step one, and this is not a long process, so there are not very many steps, but for step one, what you're going to want to do is that you're going to want to go into your settings. Once you're in your settings, you will find this option right here if you are on console. Now what this is motion blur. This just came out with Season 8. Make sure you have this off. What motion blur does is that whenever you turn your camera, pretty much like, it causes everything to blur. You don't want that. You really don't want that. It's just gonna mess up not only your graphics, but it's also just gonna mess up your gameplay in general. All the pros turn it off. No one likes motion blur, so just go ahead and pop it off. It is off by default, but if for just some weird reason yours is on, go ahead and turn it off. Now moving on to step number two. Step number two, you're gonna wanna go ahead and go back into your settings. You're gonna wanna go over to your brightness calibration, and you're gonna wanna go ahead and put it up to about 0.7. Now you can tamper with this a little bit. You can adjust it around. I would say anywhere from 0.7 just all the way up to a 1. I have noticed just from playing today that everything seems a little brighter. So if I were you guys and I had, you know, my brightness all the way up to 1, I would actually turn it down a little bit. So right now I'm saying the perfect brightness is going to be about 70. Now this is not only going to brighten up your gameplay, it's also going to make seeing enemies from a distance much easier, as if they are wearing, like, you know, an all black skin or something like that, then you're going to be able to spot them moving around, especially with the new, I guess you could call it like a jungle type island biome, where there's a lot of trees and a lot of shadows. And if they're wearing a dark skin, it could be hard to spot them. So go ahead and put this, I would say, on about 70. And now moving on to the third and final step. So for this step, what you're gonna wanna do is that you're gonna wanna go into your TV monitor, or in my case, my Elgato settings. You do not need an Elgato, and I cannot stress that enough. This can be done within your own TV settings. You just have to look for the right setting. And the 3 settings that you are looking for, the 3 big ones that you actually need to change in order for this to work, is you're gonna wanna look for brightness, contrast, and saturation. Now brightness, what I like to do is I like to turn mine up just a little bit. I turn mine up to just about 7, so just turn it up a little bit, as remember we already turned up brightness in game, so we don't want to flush out the colors too much. And then from there, hang on a second, I'm going to move this out of the way so you can actually see the picture change as I change these settings. Now what contrast is that contrast is going to make the darks look darker and the lights look lighter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn contrast to about -13. What that's going to do is that that's actually going to darken up the dark areas. It's going to make them just look a lot better. And now finally, the one that really matters, this is the big one. This is the one that is going to make the biggest difference. What you're going to want to do is that you're going to want to go to saturation. Now saturation is going to make the colors pop. This is what's going to make all the colors super vibrant. Now this is all personal preference. I like to put mine on about 25, but you can see here as I slowly increase it, my character and just the entire picture itself just gets much more vibrant until I'm all the way maxed out. Now look at how vibrant that picture looks. Now you are gonna have to mess around with this. You're gonna have to find the right one that you like the most, because sometimes it may be too colorful. If it is, just turn it down. Like me personally, like I said, I like to put mine on about 25, as I feel like that is the best way to go. Not too bright, but definitely an improvement from the original. And there you guys go. That's pretty much gonna go ahead and wrap up the tutorial. If you guys are new around here, I do like to keep my tutorials super short, and if you guys did enjoy the video and I did help you guys out in any way, shape, or form, do not hesitate to subscribe, as this is exactly what I put on the channel. I put tips, tricks, settings, just all sorts of stuff for Fortnite. So if you guys are interested in that, you guys can subscribe if you want to. And with that out of the way, I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.